What is it that Bart Simpson says? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. My dad would say that. He would. He'd also say, if you do, fine, and if you don't, fine. Which is a similar type of thing. It's pretty much right. It doesn't matter. It's like everything's fucking set. Everything's set in this world. I hate to sound fatalistic, but I'm not saying that we don't have free will. We do. It's just I think our free will is already stacked in the deck, you know? So you make a decision, but it's already preordained that you're going to make that decision. Like getting baby here. Baby, get over here at heel. Come on. No, heel bit. No, not wrong side, man. Over here. Good. Sit. Good. That is something she has a tendency to do, is to sort of like, no, I'm not going to get on the proper side, which is heel. So if you're ever sitting with your dog, like in a chair, they should be on the left-hand side. If you're ever, they're always on the left-hand side once you start heeling with the dog. That's just how it has to be, or else they start getting confused. So she starts, here, back over here. She starts getting like this confusion at times of like excitement. Like, I'm gonna go over to the right-hand side. We're working on this. We got time. Talk to her mom. We got time to get everything done with this dog. So you're still gonna see more of this dog. She 60-day point would have been the 23rd of this month, but because of my show, you know, I'm not sending a dog home. That I want everybody to get their money's worth, and everybody pays a flat rate with me, so we get it done. So I gave her a date, and she said. And then I said, like, even after this date is fine. And she said, yeah, after that date is fine with me too. So we got plenty of time to finish this dog and to do more. I'm going to work with her with Billy the Hedgehog and see if she is an athletic dog. So I think I can get her to do the Frisbee. We need a little bit more control to start that. A little bit more control. But this is hugely helpful, the dummy launcher. And the dummy launcher is a plus with any dog. I use this with all dogs. If there was a lot of snow on the ground, maybe I wouldn't use the dummy launcher. I'd use a starter pistol, because the dummy launcher, the problem is that if it gets moisture in the dummy, it won't function properly. I'm seeing if there's a shell in it. But I mean, I'm going over sound and retrieves. The advantage to the dummy launcher is that it's harder for the dog, and it's harder for the dog because you have the noise of the 22. This is powered by a 22 construction load, and you have this thing popping out, so you got the visual. So it's difficult for the dog, but we need to make the dogs as stable as possible while they're here, and this, creating excitement and being able to control when the excitement is going to happen, is the way to do it. Like if I just take her to like Home Depot or something, and there's a dog in there and she gets excited, that's not the way dog training works. You have to set the time up so that you're ready to give the correction, and then you can start moving ahead. I'm not saying that once we start going to Home Depot with her, that if we see a dog that she isn't going to get, she might get excited, but she's probably not going to at that point, because she's going to know to play the game, you got to play by the rules. Now, yesterday I used the dummy launcher with her, and the first retrieves, she was sort of got unstable, meaning she sort of wanted to take off after this. But by the end, she was staying stable. So I'm realistic, so I'm out here with her. Hey, Rhea G, how you doing? Rhea, got the, thank you, got the stuff from Amazon. They look great. It's great. Where was I? Somewhere I was talking about making the dog stable, and yesterday she became unstable at the beginning, but by the end, she was staying in the sit or down position, and that's what we're gonna do now, and waiting for me to undo the leash and send her on the retrieve. So if on these first retrieves she becomes sort of unstable, it's not a big deal because by the end, we need her to do it once. So you build on success. So I have a feeling she's going to do pretty good. The first retrieve, she might try and take off after it, but when you first start doing this, your dog should be on a leash so that they can't get something for nothing. If I didn't have her on a leash at this point and she took off after the retrieve, I'm conditioning her to do that, to not listen to me. So I'm very happy with her progress. Once I got that stupid show up, you know, it's just like consistency is what pays off. It's not like I'm building something and then I'm going to go work with a dog. I wasn't getting enough sessions in. I cannot stress this enough. If you're going to train your dog, you have to do 6 sessions a day, 5, 6, 7, 8, depending. And it depends on length of time, the dog's length of training, you know, how much training does it have, blah, blah, blah. So right now we've been real consistent on training and I'm really getting progress with her. She's doing real good. If she gets excited and doesn't want to pick up the retrieve, because there is a lot of wind blowing, so there's a lot of leaves blowing, that causes excitement in your dog. It's visual excitement. I see this a lot in city dogs. Like you'll see your dog, if there's a trash bag blowing across the street or something, they get all excited. It looks like a scampering animal to them. I will take the dog out there and make sure she picks it up. That's it. At this point, this is not an issue. It's just about conditioning her, making sure that problems don't start. So let's do a dummy lunge and retrieve, see how she does on the first one. Come here, baby. Heel. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. No, sit. Down. Down. No, down. Baby! Good girl, heel. Come on, baby, heel. Heel. Sit. Drop. You're fucking awesome, dude. You're a good pit bull. You are very good. So that heel. That was hugely successful. That is what I need her to do. Now, as we continue doing this, the rest of the time that she's here, she'll get better and better at this. They just get better and better. The more conditioning they have, the more stable they get. If you see old videos of my dog Ike, I do the dummy lunge and he's just like sort of, standing around, and then you say Ike, and all of a sudden there's a burst of energy. That's what you want. We're still seeing from her, when I shoot it, we're still seeing a lot of energy, but that's okay because this is typical of a dog in training. This is really not a problem. This is great. She's doing great. So this time, that was in the down position. Now we could continue doing it in the down position, but I want to see how she does in the sit position. A lot of times I see a dog will have a tendency to, become unstable in the sit position, like they sort of do better in the down position, because the down position, like they have to get up and run. In the sit position, they just have to lift and start going. So let's do it in the sit and see how she does. Baby, you're fucking awesome. Good girl. Heel. Once again, when I do it, I'm going to have her at sit, and I'm going to leash flex a little bit. Sit. No, sit. No, sit. No, sit. No, that was my fault. Baby. That was my fault. She did great. Good girl. Good girl, baby. You kick ass, man. Good girl, heel. What a fucking dog, man. Sit. Drop. You are fucking good, dude. You know that? You're a good pit bull. Very nice. No, we're not going to heel. We're not going to start doing this off leash yet. And with your dog, you want to make sure the dog's rock solid before you stop putting the leash on. Right then what had happened was I was taking the leash off and I was about to say, like, she was looking at my mouth, like, and I was gonna say baby, so she sort of bolted a little bit and I didn't have the snap done. Very important, when you do this, make sure when you're taking the snap off, don't make a production out of it. You don't want any sound. You want to be sneaking the leash off the dog. Sort of like when you train your dog to do the weave pulls, you're using a leash, weaving them through the weave pulls, and then the first time that you do the weave pulls with the dog, you sneak the leash off of them because you know that the dog's going to do good, right? They don't even know that you want it so that they don't even know the leash is off. If they hear this shit, sometimes you have to desensitize them to that sound, which you can do that too. So you just get them sort of used to this, right? No big deal, we're not going anywhere, sit. It's similar to getting them desensitized with this. Oh shit. Baby! I didn't know I loaded it. Awesome, dude! Heel! What a dog. Heel. You're awesome, man! Heel! Oh, here, heel. Here. Sit. Drop. You're awesome. So, desensitize. That's why always be careful with this thing. Like if you're working around somebody, which I'm not, never pull this thing back and snap it and point it in the direction of the dog or a human. Like say you want to bounce it off the ground, right? And your dog isn't stable yet. Be careful, man. It could hit the dog. You know, it's foam. It still hurt. I mean, if you got blasted in the face with this, it's gonna knock you out or something. So let's do it again. That was great, though. I was in the sitting position myself. Let's try that out here and see how she does. Here, heel. That was good, dude. Here, sit. That was good. I like that, man. Unfortunate accident. Seeing her stay stable like that, I love it. No. So see, we still do this. Make sure she's used to that. That doesn't mean to go anywhere. Sit. No, sit. No. No. Sit. This will make it harder for her. She did it that time. Let's see if she'll do it again. No, sit. No. 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 Down. Baby! That was a dud. Baby, here, heel. Heel. Sit. No, drop. Drop. Heel. Those duds, when you get those duds, not such a bad thing. It isn't. Here, heel. Sit. It's a good thing because there's like less sound, right? There's way less sound. And that can be helpful too. A lot of times, like if you have a lot of excitement with the dog, you certainly don't want to use a red load. They're very high and they're very loud. Don't use a yellow load. Now green, I don't use greens. I ordered brown loads, which that's what these are. And I ordered them because I know that there's less powder in them. So when you get those duds, it's fine. It's not a big deal. She was compliant. She was good. Get over here, baby. Sit. So, something else you can do, which is down. So that these don't go as far. Listen, if you're working with a real small dog like Chippy the chipmunk or Marty, I would put I would put the blanks to a 22 in here. Those things have less powder in them too. The starter pistol blanks. So I use those. Those have less powder than the construction loads. But if you condition the dog properly, like I did with her with the starter pistol and this, without the dummy, you shouldn't have any problem using the brown and gray, no problem. Also, what are those? The black powder loads. Now those are louder and they sort of gum up your device, but they don't shoot as far. So I'll use those, but they're a mess, man. You get black powder all over. It's just, those, I don't really like them. But she's doing great. I got one more load in here, and let's have her do this one and see how she does. We'll put her in the. That was awesome. Maybe it'll be another dud again. It's no big deal because now we have her going in the right direction. She's stable. That's what you want. You want your dog as stable as it can be before it goes on a retrieve. Even when using a Frisbee. You don't have the dog dancing around or anything. They're sit, and then you say, okay, to release them, and then you throw it. Now you release them with the Frisbee because you want them to get out there, right? You can't throw it and then release them because they're not gonna be able to catch up to it. So it doesn't matter, what you're doing. If it's a retrieve, the dog must sit before you send them on the retrieve. I see it all the time. I see idiots throwing the stick and they think, oh, look, my dog's happy, or whatever you think, whatever you're thinking. I'm not saying that your dog's not happy. It's just they're putting their human experiences on something that's non-human. So maybe they're seeing excitement. They're seeing excitement. That's what they're seeing, because a happy dog can be a calm dog. And is your happy dog, think of it this way. Your dog that you think is happy, that's running around, does it get in fights? Does it? Is it happy then when it's kicking ass? No, you want a calm dog. You want a calm dog around, all situations. They're exciting to the dog. That's it. Stop thinking that the dog that's jumping around loves you. It's just excited. It can love you and be calm. It can totally love you and be calm. But wait a minute, I'm using a term that really isn't factual, which is love. The dog doesn't love you because love is a complex human emotion. It can like you. It can like you a lot. And that's how it is. And if you want to compare anything in dogs to love, that would be respect. Does your dog respect you? That would be love. If it doesn't listen to you, and that's lack of respect. It doesn't listen to you, and it's just doing whatever. Your dog probably doesn't even come close to respecting you. So always think of your dog in that realm, that it's incapable of love, because any of those complex human emotions, it takes a human-sized brain to have those. Jealousy, whatever it is. That's just how it is. It's a dog, okay? So when you see a dog, say you have two dogs and the dogs get in a fight when they're around you, it's not over jealousy, okay? You're being looked at as a resource. So for a layman, you put your own human experiences on it. Oh, the dog's jealous and that's why they got in a fight around me. No, they got in a fight more than likely because you're a resource. That's it. And you probably train the dogs with food. That's a huge mistake. It is. It's a huge mistake. It's unnecessary. It is. Well, you can't say good to the dog, or we use play. We use play as positive reinforcement. And to play, you got to play by the rules. And she obviously is getting this. So just remember that anytime anybody says that their dog loves them, know that they don't know what they're talking about. All right? It's just how it is. It's not a human. Think about it this way. A dog will never know the experience of their daughter getting married, or they'll also never know the experience of missing a loved one. Your dog doesn't miss you when you're not around. I'm just telling you, that's how it is. And I know that hurts a lot of people, but like Baby, as soon as Baby sees her mom, smells her mom, that's when she'll be like, there's my mom. But she's not thinking about her mother when she's with me, and that's a good thing. There is not one dog that is sleeping on its master's grave. It's all bullshit on the internet. Don't tell me about the dog that goes to the subway or whatever. There are trained things that you can train into a dog over a long period of time. It's not waiting for its master, okay? Doesn't even think about its master anymore once the master's gone. Hopefully, somebody's taking that dog home and taking care of it. Here. Let's do one more. Baby heel. Sit. Oh, get a heel. Sit. Down. No. No, you don't fucking do that bullshit. Heel. Down. No, down. No. Baby. Heel. Come on, baby, heel. Hold. Heel. Hold. Sit. Drop. Now that was another done. We're out. But that is not a problem. A lot of times what happens is we get moisture in this, and then, you know, there's fire coming out of this, but there's too much moisture in this, and then you start getting duds. If the dog's being compliant, let the dog go on the retrieve with the dud. If the dog wasn't compliant, do not let the dog go on the damn retrieve. There was a couple days ago, I went over this. It's called denial. She wasn't being compliant. One of the ways that we got her compliant isn't just by using a starter pistol. It was by, she isn't being compliant. Well, you don't get to go get it, baby. Baby, leave my gloves alone. Here. Heel. Down. It's denial. You use denial. Let that dog sit there. Your dog should be able to sit while you're walking out and getting the retrieve. And if your dog isn't no, down. If your dog isn't staying while you're going to get the retrieve, you shouldn't be doing retrieves with the damn dog. Does that make sense? So if she was bouncing around, we did this for like an afternoon. She was bouncing around, you know, or tried to go for the retrieve. She had to stay, and I walked out and got it. It's my retrieve. She doesn't get the fun. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. But if the dog is good and stay, like when the retrieve went over there, when I pulled it back, it had a load in it. I sent her to go get it because she's a working dog, aren't you? I hope this all makes sense. Sure makes sense to some people. Sure it doesn't make sense to other people because there's 4 million dogs dying in the U.S. alone every year, and that's not counting the dogs that are dying in backyards. I'm just talking about dogs that are being put down in shelters. You know, asshole, get out of here, man. What's the matter with you? You know, seriously, grow up. What's the matter with you? So, know that there's 4 million dogs dying every year in the U.S. alone. That's not counting dogs that die in backyards. We're talking about being euthanized at shelters. That's not being euthanized at vets. Many vets, they're not going to euthanize a dog if there's nothing wrong with it. And that, every vet I worked for said that, you know, we experienced that. So training to retrieve, hold, etc. helps them make them better in public. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. It all comes together in a like, you know, it's all encompassing. So this especially, using the dummy launcher and, you know, we want to I hear dogs barking. Anyway, take your time with your dog. Retrieving is hugely helpful for your dog, but it's not just the retrieve, it's like getting the dog to be stable for the retrieve, because the retrieve is extremely exciting. It is, it's extremely exciting to the dog. So you train the dog with excitement at times. That's how we get the dog to do a great distance. And by the way, well, no, I'm not going to do that. We're fine. We're going to go in, and I have some things to do, and I'm going to film something with Destiny. So she did great. So we're right on target with her. Anyway, all right. I'll see you guys. Thanks a lot.